Greetings and salutations and welcome back to Ultima VII, the Black Gate. Let's sit and watch this again for a moment, because I quite like this intro. Ooh, I don't know what happened to the audio there. Okay, let's, oh wait, no, that's no, okay, the audio's that. I don't know what is up with the audio. That is very strange. Excuse me a moment while I see if I can figure out why it has that horrible burr to it. In fact, let me oops. I don't know whether you're getting that, but I was getting a horrible burr in my audio. Give me a moment to check a couple of things, see is that still... Yeah, that's still taking audio through there. Sorry about that noise that you may have heard. Sorry for any coughing that you hear. Okay, let's see whether this is any better. Sounds like it might be. Might be. Alright, well, let's continue from here. Let us journey onward. Now, I did leave myself a screenshot reminding myself that, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Reminding myself that I had a magic shield. I think I left it in Yana's inventory. Not there. Not there. Okay, apparently not in Yana's inventory. Someone's inventory, oops, has a magic shield. But who? Katrina? Did I leave it in Katrina's? Yes, here we go. Magic shield. Now, I can't wield this magic shield, despite my having all the other magic stuff. I'm thinking. Just see. I have him wielding a two-handed sword. Let me bring up some weapon values here. So what I'm thinking is that perhaps what I should do is swap out my Hoe of Destruction to Dupre here, and then take the lightning whip here from Yolo and wield it myself, if it is in fact a one-handed weapon, as I'm thinking that it might be. In which case I can then equip the enchanted shield on myself, giving myself a little bit of extra protection. Let me just see now. So where is that? So the lightning whip does 10 damage, the Hoe of Destruction does 20, and a two-handed sword does 11. Ooh, so that two-handed sword is actually a better weapon than the lightning whip, which is a trifle surprising, I will confess. That is tricky. And me here with a whole bunch of ranged fighters of one sort or another. Again, my apologies if you hear any coughing. I was perhaps a little under the weather yet. Unfortunately, I don't think anyone here has the strength, or has anyone. I don't think anyone other than myself. In fact, do I? Yeah. I don't think anyone other than myself and Dupre here have a strength that's higher than their dexterity. Spark has sky-high dexterity. I don't know whether dexterity matters for Yana's wand, but her strength is very low anyway. Sentry, yeah, you see again, strength is lower than his dexterity. Ceramid, strength is again lower than his dexterity, not by a lot, mind you, but still. So I'd rather have them wielding ranged weapons. Still, I think it's better this way. I think I'm going to have Dupre here keep the sword, just in case we do find ourselves wanting it again. I'm going to give him the Hoe of Destruction. I am going to take from Yolo this whip and equip the shield. So now I'm properly protected by all the magic gear that I have collected thus far. Hey, Becca. Oh, you're just popping in for a bit. Well, you're welcome to do so. I'm glad to have you here. And I will respond to your message after the stream, I intend. I'm actually partway through writing a response. I'm just busy sorting out my inventory, as one spends, a large portion of one's time in Ultima doing. Yes, but I think I have that largely sorted out now. I just have to figure out what I'm actually going to do. Let's see. So we've been up here, we've been in there. Don't think I've been in there, but there's a dirty great big swamp. Well, I mean, I can just fly over the swamp. Actually, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to fly over the swamp and see what's in these two sections here. Maybe it's thread. Maybe it's a way to get rid of spark. Somehow I doubt it's either, but, hope springs eternal. Plus, we get to hear this quite lovely music. No worries, take your time. Thank you, Rebecca. It's appreciated. Oh, and in the meanwhile, I can answer one question quickly from your message. My last name is pronounced Eborn, as in E as in the letter E, and born as in what you do when you enter the world. So where are we? We're not in the right place at all. Oh, that is my sense of direction for you. Got to go a little north. Yeah, look, yeah. And I think this is the place, or at least the first of the places. Don't worry, you did it wrong. Yes, don't worry, people get my name wrong quite regularly. If they're not pronouncing it wrong, they're putting an E on the end for some reason. So don't worry about it. And I seem to recall that you recorded only a part of the story anyway, so we would have to either continue on or re-record it, I imagine, in any case, so it's not a problem. I'd still very much like to hear the recording, as long as you don't mind, of course. So, let's see if there's anything worth exploring up here. Starting with the shoreline. There's actually quite a nice documentary series in this country called Shoreline that basically traced all along, well, not all along, but along much of the South African coastline, talking about its geography, its geology, its archaeology. What is that? Oh, it's just a rock, I think. It's what's the word that I'm looking for? It's biology doesn't sound quite right. Zoology, I would say. It's history and so on and so forth. There's quite a lot of interesting stuff in there, in fact. But anyway, yes. It is, of course, completely irrelevant to this, but I did like that series. It was a good one. What is... Is that a rock? It's an unsealed box. Huh. Serpentine dagger. Some lockpicks. A potion. You know the feeling. It's not a big deal to re-record sections. Okay, that's good at least. Thinking of which, Rebecca, I've been wondering, how do you pronounce your last name? What have I found here? So I found a ring of protection. And if you're not comfortable with putting that into chat, you can just include it in your next reply, as long as you are comfortable in responding at all, of course. Yeah, I'm a little surprised that I saw that too. It was just oddly rectilinear. It just didn't look natural. Which, and just a couple of rings, which is saying something for the graphics, honestly, that one can spot something that doesn't look natural. So we have a green potion. That's poison, as I recall. We'll start with these. I'm going to take this serpentine dagger because that is, in inverted commas, evidence. Okay, is that G A J sound or a G sound? A soft or a hard G? Wesugi or Wesuji? What do we have? What are these? Smoke bombs. My interest in geology serves me well. Yes, indeed it does. Good point. Where am I going to put this potion? Well, our healer can take... you're not hearing me, computer. Our healer can take the potion. Probably in one of these. A soft G, so Wesuji. That's a very nice name, if you don't mind my saying so. Okay, there we go. So there I've acquired the potion. I don't know. Do I want smoke bombs? Oh, maybe I don't want that in that bag. Let me put this into this bag. And I'm going to take the smoke bombs anyway, because why not? Oops. And a little notification just popped up. Let me get rid of that. Swiss miss that. And now, I have a ring of protection. I can't use it, apparently. She's currently wearing one. Okay, so who doesn't have a ring of protection is the question. Okay, I had the soft and hard G the wrong way around then. So Wesugi. Alright, well that's still a very lovely name, I think, if you don't mind my saying so. Wesugi. What was I doing? Oh yes, I was looking for someone to give a ring to. Yes. Not in that way, mind you. Just a ring of protection to keep them alive. I am not enamored of any of the party members of this adventuring company. I got it right. Excellent. Don't think anyone here has a free ring slot, in fact. They do not. Okay, I'm going to quickly look up armor values. I'm going to see whether a ring of protection is better than a pair of gloves. Armor values. Going back once again to the Codex of Ultima Wisdom for its various bits of data. For example, we can see here that gloves give a defense of 1. Leather gloves, that is. Comparatively, where are the... there we go. Normal gauntlets give a protection value, of 2. So, what we want to know... ring of protection has a defense of 2. Okay. Interesting. If we find an ethereal ring that prevents ethereal damage, I'm guessing that's an anti-ghost thing. Interesting. That means that it's better. The ring of protection is better than leather gloves and equal to gauntlets. So what we're going to do then is we're going to take someone like Ceramed here, who's wearing leather gloves. Who's this? Or Yolo, perhaps. I think. Let's see. Who has the better health? 17 hits. 16 hits. Okay. I'm going to say Ceramed then. Your gauntlets. And I'll note that aside from magic gauntlets, what was I thinking? I've just lost my train of thought. Aside from magic gauntlets, yes, it's arguably better to use. Is that virtuous? It's out in the middle of nowhere. Whoever said that, I don't see any indication of it belonging to someone. Aside from magic gauntlets, it seems to me better to have. That won't fit. Seems to me better to have. There we go. Good. To have rings than gauntlets, because you can have 2 rings. Oh, hi. Bye. You can have 2 rings and only 1 pair of gauntlets, is what I was trying to say. You're off. Goodbye, Rebecca, and I will talk to you again, hopefully. I hope I caught you in time before you went, but if not, I will say thank you for joining me when I talk to you otherwise. But anyway, onward to adventure! I don't know when I turned into Seahawk, but, you know, that seems to be a thing at the moment. Excuse me a moment, I'm in fact just going to go and type something quickly. Just something I wanted to not forget. Okay, so if I can, no, I don't know. I honestly don't know what those. I think maybe that's combat mode that I'm toggling there with that dove and flaming sword. I wouldn't mind a flaming sword, but I don't have one. Yes, looks like that is indeed what it was. Okay, now next I have to find the carpet. I left a carpet around here somewhere. And there's a rainstorm, so it's going to get wet, which seems not ideal. Let's see, where did I put that carpet? I think it was around here. Yes, here we go. One magic carpet. Right. And I think if we fly due east, we can examine the other of those two little extensions. Hello, slime. Not interested in you, slime. Nothing on that little spit of land there. See if we can find somewhere to land here. What do you mean we can't land here safely? There we go. This lot in their anxieties regarding landing. Oops, I probably shouldn't have killed that bee, in fact. But oh well. Ceramed have a bee. Ceramed. Let's put these into this bag, I think. I don't know whether you can actually use them to make Ceramed bows, but, you know, they provide them, so maybe. Oops, let's go around that. Skirt this patch of swamp, see if we can find something else of interest around here. Let's see. There's a fox. Not going to do anything untoward to the nice fox. Can't do anything with this tree, it would seem. Couple of wolves. They're not bothering us, so we won't bother them. Tree. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's much in this particular spit of land. And that's okay. That is, in a sense, that is an integral part of exploration. You don't know whether you are or are not going to find something. So you go and find out. Oh, hello there. I am just, by the way, going to save, since we did find some nice gear. And made some decisions regarding assigning it. Right, so where next? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind of mortal man... No, wait, that's an entirely different line. Let's see, where have we not looked for thread? We don't want to fly over this isle, if I recall correctly. I think we can probably go to this isle, see what the gargoyles have been up to. Now, interesting fact about this world, it's shaped like a torus. That is, if you fly off the top, you come out the bottom, and if you fly off the side, you come out on the other side. You might think, does that not mean that it's shaped like a sphere? And no, indeed. A sphere wouldn't actually work that way. For one thing, it's very difficult to map a rectangle to a sphere. But let me see if I can figure this out offhand. If it were a sphere, these would be poles, I suppose. So if you went out here, you would come in here instead. If you went out here, you would come in here, or something to that effect. I might be slightly off on that, but I think that's the basic idea. But in any case, because you go out this way and come in this way, you're in fact on a torus. Basically, you imagine this whole thing rolled up like a scroll. So this side meets this side, because if you go off one end... Sorry, I'm pointing with my fingers, which you can't see. So let's try this with the mouse pointer. If you go off this side, you come in this side, and vice versa, as though it were a scroll rolled up this way. And then similarly, how do I put this? You bend the scroll around so that the two sides meet. Ah, Zaxxon, greetings, and yes, indeed. In fact, let's stop chatting and let's see it in action. So we're going to just head north and north and north. I think we may have gone far enough now that we're here now in the south. Et voila. And the same thing happens on this side. Now, theoretically speaking, the fastest way to get to this isle, which I believe is Turfin, would be to go west and come out on the east. However, there is a bug in this game. If we fly over this island, I think it might be some particular part of this island, I'm not sure. And if it is, I'm not sure where on this island. We can soft lock the game. We can make the game impossible to win. So we're going to avoid flying over this island. Essentially, if I recall correctly, what happens is there's a trigger located somewhere in this island that does something important. And theoretically, it should only activate when you walk over the trigger. But it also activates when you fly over the trigger, meaning that it locks you out of things that you would have been able to access if you had been walking. So we're not going west, is what I'm saying. We're going east. I'm going to go slightly north just so that I can see some of the land masses, so that we can keep some track of our progress. I'm not sure that I've gone far enough. Oh no, I just have no real sense of distance, which is very true to me. Excuse me while I have something to drink. Ah, nice little island. We should be flying over... Yes, this is... No, wait, which island is this? Can't see that from here, of course. What island are we on? Oh, this is Serpent's Hold, of course. Right, yes. Actually, I wonder, how are my training points? 3, 3, Spark is 12, not that we're planning on using them. 3, 3, 3. Okay, Katrina and Terramed have no training points, but the rest of us do. I think... I'm trying to remember, was it Serpent's Hold in which there was a really good trainer? Someone told me that there was a particularly good trainer somewhere in this game world, and it's either Serpent's Hold or it's whatever this town is called, I've forgotten. And I don't remember which. Alright, well, never mind that for now then. The other thing, come to think of it, I'm actually going to skirt around this island just to be on the safe side. I don't think that there's a bug there, but this is a plot relevant island and I would rather not risk it. Not even for a biscuit. So we're going to fly over Serpent's Hold. Go north a bit. Check our current... Yep, this should be fine. That's Spectran. I think we're going to be going to Spectran at some stage. We actually did stop in there previously before we... Is that what I think it is? Oh, you're kidding me. That's Thread. That's what I'm looking for. But it clearly belongs to someone because this is Spectran and the whole thing belongs to someone. But oh well. Never mind. We are not stealing. We are an avatar of the virtues. And here we are. We are now on Turfin, I believe. Yes. And this looks like a decent enough place to land, so let's do that. I do not believe that we can land here safely. He is, of course, talking nonsense, but they all do this when I try to land. There we go. We found a place that they deem appropriate. I'm just going to save quickly to be on the save side, so to speak. And right, let's explore Turfin. This we've heard earlier in the game is the island that has been more or less given over to the gargoyles. They are technically welcome anywhere, legally speaking, but they are de facto not welcome in a lot of places. This is a somethinger. Let me see. Runic alphabet. The Codex of Ultima Wisdom. Let's see if we can see what that says. Unfortunately, my runic is terribly rusty. I know a couple of letters. Those last two are E and R, I believe. But that first one is an H. Oh, healer. Is that right? Yes, healer is what that says. Okay. I don't think we need a healer right now, but hello. You're greeted by a friendly gargoyle. Name. To be called Immanilem human. To wish information about Turfin. Information. To tell you to seek out Draxinusum human or Forbrak. To have much information about Turfin. Immanilem. Something interesting, at least some of the gargoyles appear to have names that reflect spells. This would be something like create healing matter, which seems appropriate to a healer. To be gargoyle for make healed one. Oh, well, there you are. So apparently the language of magic in Britannia is the language of the gargoyles. Interesting. Or something, or perhaps they have a common root language, like what's the word that I'm looking for? Proto-Indo-European in certain parts of the world. In any case, Draxinusum, to be our leader, to live near the Hall of Knowledge. Hall, to be where the three altars of singularity are kept. Forbrak, to be the tavern keeper, to be very strong of body and of mind. Altars. This will alter the course of the conversation. To be passion, control, and diligence. To be the values that most gargoyles hold as the key of our existence. Key? He nods his head emphatically. To be quite similar to the human concept of virtues. Most gargoyles. There is a rival now, the Fellowship. To know not if it is good or bad, but to know I do not follow it. Turfin? To be the city of gargoyles. To be one of two towns where many gargoyles live. To like it here, he adds, smiling. One. To tell you the other is called Vesper. To be in the desert in northeastern Britannia. To have also humans living there, unlike here. Bye. To wish you good health, human. We didn't actually ask after his job, sorry. Job. To be the healer. Heal? To be able to heal, cure poison, and resurrect. To be interested in one of these services? No, we're fine, thanks. To be here later if you need me. Bye. To wish you good health, human. Thank you. He seems nice. I like Immanilem. I think that technically with the language of magic, the proper spell words would be Immanilem. I don't know whether I'm pronouncing that correctly, but Immanilem is pretty close. Let's see what this says. I think that's an S. Yes, S. I think that's a C or a K. I feel like it's a C. S-C. Oh, no. Yes. No. Wait. Where's H? Yes, this is scholar, it says. Took me a couple of shots to get that, but that's fine. Ah, I see, the trainer. Oh, a trainer maybe and a scholar? The gargoyle has a pleasant expression on his face. Name. To be known as Infolem. Infolem. to mean make strong one. Job, to train others in Turfan to be strong and powerful, to sell some weapons also. Train, to be a better warrior or mage. At the moment a warrior, alas. I generally prefer to play as a mage, but in this game it doesn't seem as feasible as I would like. Warrior, to charge 50 gold for each training session. To be alright? I'll leave it for now, thank you. To apologize, but I must charge that amount. That's fair. Excuse me a moment, please. I want to check on something quickly. Just something regarding something that I just spotted. Where is that now? Ah, here we are. Let's see. My apologies for the silence. I'm just checking on something related to my my account, my Twitch account. Just for the sake of safety. Well, not sure, not sure. All right, well, all right, well, I'll ascend to that at a later stage. In any case, coming back here, let's buy. To purchase what item? Let's see. Oh, interesting. Okay, so he has throwing axes, two-handed axes, and boomerangs. So, are any of those any good? Throwing axes do 4 damage. Let's see. Two-handed axes. Two-handed axes. Where are two-handed axes? There we go. Two-handed axes do 10 damage. Boomerangs do... Where are boomerangs? Boomerangs? Seem to have lost the boomerangs. Oh, might be... Ah, here we are. Do 1 damage, but they return after being thrown. Okay, none of that actually seems really worth buying, so I'm going to say nothing. Alright, I'm going to say goodbye. To expect to see you again, human. Now, is there someone else here? No? Okay. Thought since there were 2 signs, maybe there was a scholar here as well as a trainer, but I presume that the trainer is the scholar. When can we rest? Okay, everyone wants to have well, someone wants to have a sleep right now. And in fact, we seem to be at an inn. To greet you, human, the gargoyle says to Dupre, to ask how well the study is progressing. Dupre had previously told people that he was doing some sort of study or review of all the bars around Britannia. There's no apparent evidence that this is in any way, shape or form true. Why, 'tis progressing nicely, friend Forbrack. The gargoyle tending bar lifts a tankard to you. Name, to be Forbrack. Job, he gestures around the room with an open hand. To serve food and drink at the hall of refreshment. Forbrack? To mean strong arm in the language of the gargoyles. Okay, goodbye. To wish you well, human. Okay. Nothing of particular interest going on there that I see. What is this place? Ooh, that's K. No, wait, that's not K, is it? I don't think that's K. That's an R afterwards, I'm pretty sure. That is P. P-R-O. Oh, provisioner. I think it's a provisioner. Okay. Oh, hello. The gargoyle welcomes you by making a sweeping motion with his open hand. Name. To be named Betra. To be new to Turfin? Yes. To tell you to talk to Terragus, the sage, or Forbrack, the tavern keeper, for information about town. To help with building locations and residence. Oh, to help with building locations and residence. I thought we were doing building, which is not what we're doing. Betra. To be the word for small valor. Turfin. To be the town set aside for us gargoyles who wish to reside in our own culture. Culture. To have many things unique to our race, other than our appearance, that distinguish us from humans. To be different, but also equal. Set aside. To have been put here by the humans. To be permitted to leave and also to reside elsewhere, but to know that many humans do not like us. Lovely. Dislike. To be very ironic. To say that the only town with an equal number of humans and gargoyles is the one where the most racial conflicts occur. He shrugs. To have been unwise, perhaps, to put so many differences together. To be sad times. Bye. Although I don't think that segregating them is exactly the best solution, but oh well. To wish you safe travels, human. Brushed up on thy gargish, as someone asked me. Nothing much going on here. I think this is probably just announcing that we're in Turfin. If there's any ill doing here, we'll be turfing it out. Get it? You know, turfing. Yes. Well. So, what else is on this isle? I have some vague recollection there's some plot stuff here somewhere, but I don't know where it is. You see a very distraught gargoyle. Well, maybe this is where it is. Name. To be able to call me Sarpling. Job. To provide various magics and items in Turfin. Fellowship. To be an important part of my life. To support the fellowship fully. Turfin. Turfin. To be the city in which you are located. To be the city of gargoyles. Gargoyles? To know Quan is the fellowship leader. To believe he gives good guidance. He appears thoughtful. To have spoken to Draxinusum. Did we? Hold on. Did we speak to Draxinusum? No, I don't think so. To see first Draxinusum. To be leader of the city. To know many of the residents. Buy. To want reagents or jewelry and potions. I don't suppose you sell thread? Or how about jewelry and potions? To want to buy what item? Gold horn caps, gold chain, gold earring, gold clawring, black potion, white potion. Okay, nothing of interest to us. Reagents. Okay, he sells some reagents. Okay. To give. Oh, sorry, I didn't read that properly. Right. What else? I'm guessing that's the fellowship place. We've been in there. What do we have here? Ah, here's a new place. Ooh. Ooh, kittens, this is a difficult one. We just saw that. That is a recreation center, is what that says, I believe. Hello. Oh, hello. No, hello. Look, hi. The gargoyle, a contented grin on his face, greets you with a handshake from across, the corner of the building. Name. To be known as Quaven's human. Job. To be master of the recreation facility and learning center. To be in charge of much information valuable to the gargoyle race. Interesting. Fellowship. To want to know about the organization or the tenets. Organization. To be a group of spiritual seekers striving to reach the highest levels of gargoyle potential, to share with all gargoyles and humans. Tell me about the learning center. Maybe I did misread that. Maybe it's learning center, not recreation center. Oh well. To be located. Oh no, I was right. To be located in the same building as the recreation center. To provide an excellent atmosphere for strengthening gargoyle minds. To have a large supply of books and educational material. Interesting. Recreation facility. To be a good place for gargoyles to go to exercise their muscles. To have many resources available, including stuffed bags to punch and practice fighting skills. Quavian. To mean problem finder. To be an observant one. Okay, bye. To hope for your well-being and happiness. Thank you, and yours too. And yours too. Let's see. This must be the learning center. Neat. Any good books? Britannia. Okay, this is an atlas. Encyclopedia Britannia. More Encyclopedia Britannia. Some fauna. More Encyclopedia Britannia. I suppose it makes sense there'd be, again, a lot of that. And there's one more book here. More flora. Some flora. Okay. Nothing much of great interest to us here, but that's fine. Yeah, okay. I think we'll move along from this place. Sure. Let's see what the Fellowship have to say to us. Who's that? Who's this? Who is this? Did we speak with Quan? Oh, to head the Fellowship in Turfin. Sorry, I thought we might have spoken with him, so I skipped some lines there. All right. Quan. To have no meaning in Gargish. To be a special name, specific to me. He smiles. Turfin. To be the only gargoyle city in Britannia. To have fewer gargoyles in the land than during your last visit to Britannia, human. He shakes his head, so he knows who we are. Fellowship. To be a boon to gargoyles and humans alike. To have a philosophy to help all creatures of all races reach their highest level of potential. Fewer. To have succumbed to the effects of disease and famine that have recently struck Britannia. To tell you that gargoyles breed less frequently, and we have not had the time to make up for losses in our population. To have new hope, however, he grins, with the Fellowship. Gargoyles. To suggest talking to Runeb, the Fellowship clerk, or Quaven. To have jobs needing knowledge of others in Turfin. Okay, I see what he means. I thought he meant that there would be jobs for us that involved knowing people in Turfin, but what he's saying is that they have jobs that involve them knowing people in Turfin. He grins apologetically anyway. To be too busy to know all in Turfin. Bye. To hope you find unity. Okay, well there's a... hi, you must be the clerk. The gargoyle gives you a menacing glare. Judging by his size, he would make a formidable foe. Nudge, nudge. Hint, hint. I'm guessing. It's been long enough since I played this that I honestly don't remember. Anyway, name. To be Runeb. Job. To be Fellowship Clerk. Runeb. To be busy one, he says sarcastically. Job. I think I've asked that. Fellowship. To have more important things to do now. To ask me later, human. Bye. He waits for you to leave before he returns to what he was doing. Well, no one's really talking to us in this Well, I suppose this fellow here did speak to us. Alright, so where else? We haven't found Draxinusum yet. Where is Draxinusum? Might be in one of those buildings there, but let's start going this way, I think. See what places we have not yet found. Ooh, that's pretty. What is this place? Hall of... I think that's a K. Bleh. What is this? So, yes, K. Hall of Knowledge, I believe this is. Good, good. Knowledge is not something to be cast aside, perhaps, in and of itself. Don't see much going on here. Oops, I want to open that. No, that's fine, Dupre, not what I'm looking for. There we go. Book of Prophecy. An ancient prophecy tells of the final days, when the end of our world shall come. 3 signs shall precede the end. Thrice shall a being of great evil come into our land, and by this it shall be known that the end is nigh. The evil one is of another race, who consider the evil one a great prophet. Yet this false prophet follows not the principles of control, passion, and diligence. One day the false prophet will come and desecrate our most holy shrine, and the false prophet will steal our most holy artifact, the Codex of ultimate wisdom. This shall be the first sign of the end. Then, it is written, the false prophet shall descend deep into the bowels of the earth, and the false prophet will cause the underworld to collapse. This will cause great earthquakes to tear our world asunder, and there will be a time of plague and famine. This shall be the second sign of the end. One last time shall the prophet come. This time the false prophet will come with a band of warriors, and they will destroy all that remains of the gargoyle race. There is only one way that this prophecy may be averted. That is by the sacrifice of the false prophet. Possibly referring to us, since the Avatar did a bunch of that stuff. Or did a bunch of stuff that fits those descriptions in previous games. So yes, we may be their false prophet and the bringer of their doom. You see a winged gargoyle in his physical prime. Hail, human! To be welcome to the house of the altars, to be helpful to you in any way. Name? To be called Terragus. Job? To be caring for the altars of control, passion, and diligence, to be a position of great responsibility. To be especially important in these times of trouble. Trouble? To have been many disagreements in town lately. To be much tension between the followers of the principles of the altars and the followers of the fellowship. To have heard rumors of threats to the altars. Altars? To be caretaker and group leader for the altars of the three principles. To wish to make a donation? Sure. Excellent. To which altar do you wish to donate? Passion, I think. To be an excellent choice. To meditate at the shrine for you for a donation of 5 gold. To be willing to donate 5 gold? Sure. To meditate for you this evening, human. To wish you well in your journeys. Thank you. Fellowship. To be wary of fellowship ideals. To be ignoring the altars in their search for unity, and to be losing respect for the old ways. To be not bad. To tell you our branch is run by Quan and Runeb. Quan? To be sad to have lost Quan to the fellowship, human. To have been a good gargoyle when young, but to have fallen into bad company later. To have concentrated mostly on self-aggrandizement and hedonism in the last few years. To be a shame. Runeb. To have been a sad case. To have wished to have been able to save him. To always have been uncontrollable, but to have gotten worse in the last few years. To have seemed to want to start as many fights as possible. To have found a reason for using his strength against all those weaker when... Sorry, let me try that again. To have found a reason for using his strength against all those weaker when to have joined the fellowship. I see, interesting. And these are the two that run the local fellowship chapter. Rumors. To have heard that someone in town is planning to destroy the physical representations of the altars. To be not the same, of course, as actually destroying the basic principles of control, passion, and diligence, but to be bad for us nonetheless. To be finding out for us who is planning this, if there is time perhaps. To return to me with evidence when you determine course of action. To be very grateful for your assistance. Bye. To tell you goodbye for now, human. To return and be welcome. And who is this? Hi. You see an aged gargoyle, bent and withered, with a regal bearing. He smiles gently. Name. To have been many years. To be your old acquaintance, Thorm, Draxinusom. Job. To ask about job. To be unable to say that I truly have one at this time. To notice how the young ones no longer look to me for guidance any more. To look more to Terragus, or, more often, to those in the fellowship. Terragus? To be truly a fine young gargoyle. To be one of the most sensible, too. To have seen fit to adhere to the old ways, the ways of the altars. To see that some of the younger still look up to him, but the majority seem to have been wooed away by the glamour of the fellowship. To tell you that this wean... Oh, let me try that again. To tell you that his weanling Inamo is intrinsic at this time. Interesting. Oh, wait, hold on. Inamo, is that who I... First, let's ask about the fellowship. To know not what to think of them and their tenets. To seem not dangerous, but not to be following the old ways, the ways of passion, diligence, and control. To feign worship to the shrines here in Turfin, of course, especially to control, but not yet to trust them. To wait and see. To have forceful leaders who espouse doctrines of submission. He shrugs. To be genuinely inspired, perhaps, and perhaps not. Leaders. To inform you that the fellowship is directed by two winged brethren, to be called Runeb and Quan. Runeb? To mean in your language, red mist. To have been given that name because that is all he leaves behind of an adversary in battle. Lovely. Before his conversion by the fellowship, to have been known as a particularly cruel and dangerous gargoyle. Quan? Ah, to be an interesting one. To be a strong, powerful personality. To be from one of the families most able to claim noble lineage in our society. To have been always most self-serving, striving only to gain status and wealth for himself. To have certainly changed his tune since joining the fellowship. To have my doubts, however, that his goals have changed as well. Interesting. Turfin. To be quite comfortable for our needs. To be, however, unfortunate that it was thought necessary to isolate us from the humans. I agree, to be honest. To have engendered resentment and tension in our younger generations. To remember not the old days, my friend. The days when we had to work together to survive. He smiles, reliving old memories, then shakes his head. To have had to give up many... Oh, let me try that again. To have had to give up much when we moved. Many much? Never mind. Give up? To have been many favourite possessions. To be too much trouble to move so much. He sighs. All right, I suppose there's nothing much else to talk about. So, about Inamo... To be a fine young gargoyle. To have been raised by Terrigus, keeper of the altars. To have left town because of the tension between the altar worshippers and the fellowship. To have been angry and distrustful of the fellowship. To have news of him? Yes. To be excellent. To have seen him. To know how he is faring. To be well. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure Inamo was the gargoyle who we found murdered at the very start of the game. To be terrible news. To have been such a fine gargoyle. To know Terrigus would be heartbroken. To be wishing not for him to grieve, but to take to him the news immediately. To be better to hear it from you. Bye. To bid farewell, old friend. To not be hesitating to return if there is aught else I can do for you. To be lonely here now for an old gargoyle dedicated to the ancient ways. Aww. But yeah, no, we should find Terrigus and tell him. Where is he? Oh, hold on. This which is hi. Which of you is this? Is this Draxinusum? No, that's Draxinusum. Okay, hold on. So the other one. You. Hi. No, I'm trying to. No, come back here. There we go. To have returned. To be glad to see you again, human, says Terrigus. To be welcome to the House of the Altars. To be helpful to you? Excuse me, one moment, please. I'm just going to mute myself because I can feel a cough coming on, quite a big one. Hold on. Right, sorry. And I'm back. Something was tickling my throat there. Yes, so, Terrigus. Inamo is your weanling, I gather? He smiles sadly, but with obvious pride. To miss him greatly. To have raised him from an egg. To have been rather vocal in his disagreements with the fellowship. Interesting. To have felt it safer for him to leave. He sighs, then looks up hopefully. To have news of him? Yes. To be well? No. To be not well? To be terrible? To think there is anything to do to help? Too late, I'm afraid. To be too late? To mean what by too late? To tell me what has happened? He seems very distraught, understandably. Murdered. To be murdered? He takes a step back, stunned by the news. To be murdered? To be unbelievable? To have no real enemies? He sighs heavily. To tell me, please, exactly what happened. You relate to him the particulars of Inamo's death. He sighs again. To be such a waste of gargoyle life. To be grateful if you would send news if you discovered who was responsible for wanting him dead. He's quiet for a few moments, getting accustomed to the situation. Do apologize. To need some time to grieve. Please come back later. He turns away. And on that sad note, I think I'm going to close up the stream. Oops. There we go. Just taking a screenshot for next time. Yes. So hopefully next time, or in fact, let me save. Hopefully next time we'll remember to investigate around town and to find out what is going on with these rumors about a potential attack on the altars of control, diligence, and passion. So, with that, I'm about ready to close up the stream, I think. So, I hope you've had fun. I very much have. Stay well, and thank you for joining me. Let me say, I almost forgot, sorry. Thank you for joining me, and goodbye.